Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Nicola Sturgeon announced her resignation and decided that as a present, the people of Scotland would pay for her to have a lap of honour, a little mini world tour of Britain if you like. She would travel up and down the length of the whole of the United Kingdom, staying at the very finest places, drinking the finest champagne, eating the finest food, and all travel would be, of course, first class, because she's worth it. The fact that she's despised by most people in Scotland, and even by some in her own party, was neither here nor there. She felt that through, all the hard work she'd given the country, that the country would be happy to pay their hard-earned taxpayers' money to give her a taste of la dolce vita, the nice life, the beautiful life, because she's earned it from everything that she's done and worked so tirelessly hard to improve Scotland, or something. When you're staying at £500 a night hotels, you've got to ask, is that the best use of taxpayers' money? And are you really sure that the people of Scotland are entirely happy for you to be spending their money like that? You're not spending your own money like that, are you, love? So have a look at this article, see what's going on, and see why she is the most despicable piece of filth ever to rise to the top of politics. To spend money like that on a personal junket. Unbelievable. Here goes. Now, for most of us, there is a cost of living crisis. People are finding it hard to, even in some cases, put food on the table. Never mind find rent, rates, mortgage, whatever you have to pay. But not, of course, for Nicola Sturgeon. For her, there is no cost of living crisis. If she's running a bit short, she just gets the taxpayer to pick up the tab. And that was certainly the case with her farewell tour. So we're going to take a look at this now to see how much she's racked up, why she's done it, why we should be up in arms about this. So Nicola Sturgeon racked up huge taxpayer bill for farewell tour to London as she travelled and stayed in luxury. The former First Minister flew business class from Glasgow to London and stayed in a hotel costing more than £500 a night as she undertook a number of self-promotion engagements, including an interview on Loose Women, as she was trying to sort of push herself out there so that the international crowd would see her and offer her a job at like NATO or the UN or somewhere like that. I think Sainsbury's offered her 4 hours a week, but she had to do Saturdays. I think that's as much as it got. Nobody's going to employ her. She's toxic in every possible way. But the fact that she did this at taxpayers' expense, business class, who does she think she is? She could have quite easily just gone with everyone else, the mere mortals who get stuffed onto the worst seat possible in aviation and fly down to London. She's only on the plane 50 minutes. What the hell is she doing in business class for a 50-minute flight? She's hardly got time to get the champagne down her before she has to get her bags and get off. Unbelievable, isn't it? Anyway, Nicola Sturgeon has been blasted as galling after it was revealed she charged taxpayers more than £1,000 for a one-day trip to London where she travelled and stayed in luxury. I mean, if she wants to stay and upgrade her hotel, do it out of her own money. If she gets an allowance, £150 a night stay, that's not an unreasonable allowance for a hotel room and a food, £150, that's fine. But if she wants to go beyond that, out of her own pocket. This was on her former First Minister headed out on a farewell tour to the capital in her final week as SNP leader. But the Scottish Government has revealed that she splashed the cash on a business class return flight from Glasgow to London, costing the public purse £715, despite the trip only taking 90 minutes, and that's a round trip. It's 45 minutes each way, Glasgow to London. And she even stayed in a luxury hotel room which cost £515. Try to think where that would be then. It's certainly not the Ritz at $515, and I think you'd be hard pushed even to get into the Savoy at $515. I think Savoy single room starts about £600. Don't ask me how I know this shit. Anyway, this making the total bill for the jolly of £1,230 for one day, and it won't have been the only thing. She went off and did other things all around, didn't she? During her junket to the capital, she made an appearance on Loose Women, and boy, she's not a loose woman, is she? She's never anything made her loose, is there? And she claimed she'd left the SNP in quite a strong position. Again, claiming it, but it ain't true, is it, Nick? This statement has been called into question following her arrest by the police and subsequent collapse in the polls for the Nationalist Party. Yeah, she left it in a strong position, all right. Strong position to lose. Get what I'm saying? Never mind. Other engagements she took part in were the interviews with Sky and ITV and a speech to the Royal Society of Arts, and I wonder how much she got paid for them. Where she boasted about her achievements. What achievements? You've done nothing. Everything you say you're so proud of. I'm so proud of the minimum unit price for alcohol, directly leading to massive substance abuse and death. I'm so proud of the baby boxes, complete and utter failure, cost £90 million, done nothing. Everything you're proud of has failed. Good God. Anyway, she came under fire for refusing an invite to appear in front of Westminster's Scottish Affairs Committee, despite being in London that day anyway. And the trip was largely seen as self-promotion exercise for her, as she was desperately trying to get a job after being forced out of Scottish politics by her appalling politics and all the potential criminality. The expensive bookings also fly in the face of the Scottish Government rules, which state that ministers must make cost-effective travel arrangements, which are consistent with ministers' commitments to reduce emissions. She could have taken the train. The train would have been the greenest way of going down, and she could have just sat in the cheapest ticket on a train and done the bit for cost of living crisis and all that. Constitution Secretary Angus Robertson also stayed in London that night, but it was in a hotel that cost less than a fifth of his former bosses at £96.50. And fair enough, that's a London price. I expect something to be like that. Absolutely no, don't have an argument with that one. Why is there? I have the argument, but not with the cost. Annie Wells, the Scottish Tory MSP for Glasgow, slammed the price tag of the trip and said that taxpayers would find it utterly galling that Miss Sturgeon had run up such a substantial bill for a farewell tour during a cost of living crisis. Bill her, send her the bill, tell her she's got to pay it back, every damn penny. She added the former First Minister should have set an example and kept the cost of her trip, which included another visit to appear on Loose Women, to a minimum. The fact that she also thought it appropriate to take a short and costly business class flight to London also flies in the face of her repeatedly asking the Scottish public to do their bit to tackle the climate emergency while in high office. There is no emergency. The fact that she could fly there means there's no emergency. Ground the planes. If there's an actual emergency, ground the planes, especially the private jets. Till you do that, there's no emergency. It's a load of bullshit. During the trip, she was asked by Loose Women panel her real reason for quitting so suddenly. Fear. Fear of being arrested while at PM or FM. That was it. She knew. She knew. And also, of course, all the sex scandals that were coming out. Wow, they're still to hit. Wait till you hear about the Jordan Lyndon one. And she said it's because she realised she'd served as First Minister for too long. Bullshit. This excuse has also been called into question because her husband was arrested a few weeks later by police. Of course he was, as was the party finance, and then ultimately so was she. She knew. She knew. And it isn't over yet. She's got the COVID deaths inquiry yet. We know. We've done the videos on that. We know. The same day, March the 20th, that she toured TV studios, police requested a warrant to raid the marital home. We've done all this, covered all that. I'm not going to bother with that. The Scottish Government spoke said, travel is an essential part of official government business. This wasn't official government business. This was Nicola Sturgeon updating her CV, trying to put herself out there for another job. There was nothing official. If it was official government business, she'd have been in Westminster at that damn committee. She wasn't. All travel costs are in accordance with travel and subsistence policies to ensure we deliver the best value of money possible. Then why is she in a £500 a room night when she could have got a £96.60 a room night? Why did she fly business class instead of taking a normal ticket on a train? Any business flights taken by Scottish government ministers and employees are offset by a carbon levy. The levy is used to fund carbon. Blah, blah, don't bollocks. Don't care. Don't care. It's the business class part of the flight that was the issue. She could have gone cheapo like everyone else has to do. But no. Queen Nick, she's better than the rest of us. She doesn't want to sit with common people. She might well be sitting with common people when she's in jail. Court and Vale, love. That's where you'll be. With some mother off in a state with a weed problem. Substance problem. You'll be sitting there with her. Passing the time by counting her tattoos. Lovely. Anyway, I'm going to round off and come up. You know, you look around the world and you see these dictatorships where the people are in poverty, but those at the top are living the high life. That's exactly what you have here. Only she's not very good at it, is it? She's hardly, in a fleet of Rolls Royces or anything. But the principle remains. She quite likes to live the high life, the grand life, eating at the best hotel, staying at the best hotels, eating at the best restaurants, but all on the public purse, not coming out of her money. Oh no, siree, Bob. We need to bill her. And I bet she gets somewhere nice too. Rules in Covent Garden, perhaps. Who knows? I'd say Simpsons on the Strand, but Simpsons is closed, so it won't be that. But somewhere nice, I'm sure. I'm sure she had a fine time, and it was a very expensive meal, and it would have gone down as a business expense or something. Who knows? Anyway, I shall finish there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, if you can get food at someone else's expense, always do, because sometimes there is such a thing as a free lunch. Bye.